Hello, good morning and welcome. This is Sunrise Daily. I'm Ayo Makinde.
I'm Kayode Okikilu. Welcome.
Good morning from Abuja. I'm Maokpe Ogun Yusuf.
Well, the issue that happened yesterday, that is really, really very, very sad. What happened, with the children that were rammed into, and a good number of children were affected. It would seem like there is some kind of scattered attacks on children. I mean, look at all of this, and many people are asking exactly how this all came to be. He was in the fray of trying to enforce the laws, so to speak, by security officials. Gratifyingly, this morning, the sector commander in Lagos joins us to have a conversation on the matter to at least know exactly what happened. He's Mr. Ogunbemide, sector commander, FRSC in Lagos. Thanks for joining us this morning, Mr. Ogunbemide. Just to get a quick background, you definitely have heard about this. Exactly what happened and what's the update?
Thank you very much. It was quite a pathetic situation yesterday that would never pray to see the repeat of such. It was some minutes after 2 when we got the alert from the office that there was a crash ahead. That's around the Ojodu Grammar School. And you agree with me that my office is just a stone throw from that spot. So the operatives were mobilized to the scene, and they were able to rescue some of the students, about 7 of them, in the patrol vehicle to emergency center at Ojodu, while some other passerby were able to also pick some, because we had that limited vehicle that was made available at that spot. So some other passerby were able to pick some other students too, along with us. So as at the time we got to Ojodu emergency spot, we had about 12 to 14 students injured that were recovered to that hospital. So it was on their way back to continue with the rescue operation that they got the information that the whole place has turned violent, and that there were attacks on the uniform organizations along that corridor for being alleged to have been the cause of the crash. And where the news actually emanated from, I wouldn't know, because as at that time, Federal Road Safety Corps operatives has no bearing whatsoever with the vehicle involved in the crash. There was no patrol activities that was going on along that corridor. The fact that we share the corridor with the school could be what we suffered in what we experienced yesterday. Is quite unfortunate. And that was the same, because as at the last information received yesterday, about 4 of those students have been discharged by the hospital, while the remaining ones were still receiving treatment.
So, Mr. Ogunbemide, a couple of conflicting reports, and it's good to know that you've been on ground, your men have been trying to get a handle on this. So first, you've said that 4 children have been discharged, about 12 to 14 of them were injured. But what is the death toll? Because there has been some controversy. Some say 10, some say even more than that. So what has been the death toll?
I will not be able to give you the vivid account of what happened, because of, as regards the death toll, because of the aftermath of the rescue operation, where some of our operatives and facilities were being attacked. So the men had to stay away. We are not harmed. But at the time they were doing the rescue, that's the first line of the rescue, only 2 were seen to be lifeless. So I wouldn't know if there are any other fatality that occurred thereafter. But at the time they were doing that rescue, that's the first stage of the rescue before the attack, only 2 were lifeless. And when we get to scene, by virtue of the training, the concentration mostly is on those that are still very much alive and responsive. And that was just exactly what happened. So I'm sure the investigation is still going on to confirm all the various hospitals where they were also taken to, and know the number of casualties.
So some people gave an account, and you've referenced that, but just to be clear, just how did this accident, this, this incident, how did it occur? Some say that it was as a result of some officials, what is it, VIO, is it FRSC, or what, chasing or trying to apprehend a truck. Some say it was just the driver of the truck that lost control. But can you give us the official accounts? What exactly happened?
From my own hand, let me just speak from the Federal Safety Corps end, which some members of the public will have attributed as a weakness for us. For so many years, which you will agree with me or testify to, Federal Road Safety Corps does not have costs under any guise to pursue any vehicle. Because by virtue of technology that is available to us, the only thing I need is to take the number of that vehicle, and I can get in any day, anytime. So we don't even pursue saloon vehicles, smaller vehicles. Now talk of articulated vehicle in a built-up area. My brother is attributing such to Federal Safety Corps is quite unfortunate. We are too professional to get to indulge in that. And I won't be able to talk for other organizations. But all I could tell you is that the truck lost control by virtue of the circumstances that could have happened and ran into these pupils. Because as at that time, Federal Safety Corps has no bearing on as regards the issue of patrol on that corridor. There was no any encounter whatsoever. And I said it, I just mentioned it, that is our office. It's a stone throw from that school. So the fact that they see our operatives here and there does not mean they are having any business to do with any enforcement. As at that time, we were fully concentrated on the highway. It was at the point of being called to the scene that we even knew that there was a crash. And if actually we were the cause, would they be courageous enough to go and still do the rescue? And how come at the point of rescue, the attack did not happen if actually they were the cause? All this just generated, somebody from any disgruntled point just generated this news to still continue to extend the measure of disaffection that has been loaded in them. It's quite unfortunate. We know it's pathetic. We know it's emotional. But we should not destroy this institution, all in the name of trying to get back. So we were not under any guise patrolling along that corridor at that moment. So there's no way I could have attributed it as FRSC being involved in the portions of the truck, but I wouldn't be able to speak for any other organization. But as at that moment, Federal Safety Corps was only invited to do the rescue operation.
Okay, so we'll talk about the rescue operation in a moment, but I'm sure you can imagine what a lot of people have to grapple with. I mean, we're still trying to recover from recent incidents, that have involved children dying. And just when you thought, hopefully this will be the end of it, a lot of people got that news again. And yes, you've referenced some of the violence that you saw yesterday, and we'll touch on that, but we've shown visuals, because our men were on that scene as well, just to understand what's happening. And we've seen the heavy-duty truck of the FRSC towing, I think that's a VIO truck there. So what exactly happened with that VIO truck?
The VIO truck?
Yes.
That was being towed?
Yes.
That's along that spot?
Yes. So, I mean, if you can see the visuals we're showing, it's a yellow, black striped truck, and we saw the FRSC truck towing it.
If I have a cause to remove an obstruction from the express, definitely the base will be the focus. I just gave you a narrative now. The Office of Federal Road Safety Corps is along that corridor. They share the same premises with VIO and LASMA. So for Federal Road Safety Corps, our operation is on the express. And if I have a reason to impound the vehicle, either by virtue of any reason, and it has no particulars to show for it, and the vehicle has to be towed, it's still the same corridor I would take to my office, which does not does not display the fact that we are operating on that route. It's the route. It's like the route to your office.
Oh, of course. And from time to time we see your men.
If you are coming from the express, you veer off to get to your office.
Right. Just wanted to understand what happened there.
Highway, and I have to take the vehicle to my office, I still have to pass through that corridor.
Right. Mr. Ogunbemide, it's just to understand what's happening there so we can put out the right information for our viewers. So After your men were confronted with, people who were angry, did you try to go back to the scene to continue rescue efforts? Because, that's a very vital role that you play as well.
Yes, after the attack, which we have to have a kind of retreat, just to protect the facilities and the men, what I did was to send the intelligence there to confirm the situation of things. And at the time the intelligence got there, definitely because it has to do with lives. So the place has been attended to and managed by the policemen on ground. The place is quite close to Ojodu police station. So, and it's their responsibility when it comes to issue of security. So by the time we got back there, the whole, just like I told you, we were able to evacuate close to 12 and 14 of the victims that were there. So by the time we got there, the corpses have been removed. So we wouldn't be able to give vivid accounts. Like I told you, as at the time my men were leaving, only 2 were lifeless. So I wouldn't know where the stories of so many figures, scores, and dozens were actually coming from. So that's the account of what I had. So when we went back there, what I did, like a follow-up, is to confirm the places where the victims are receiving treatment. And that's why I was able to give you the account that 4 were discharged from this emergency hospital, while 8 were still receiving treatment. And that was the one where our men were able to rescue them to. It's a continuous investigation. Even this morning, I've given the directive that they should still get information on where others were taken to. So the whole place looked so disorganized yesterday because even the police that wanted to give information, because it happened very close to their office, were also disorganized by the attack they received. Because the driver of the truck was actually arrested yesterday, despite all his attempt to escape from the scene.
Well, it's understandable, Mr. Ogungbemide. I'm pretty sure you'll agree that many people are distraught about the issue, and it involves children. Most certainly,
right.
tempers will be very, very high. We will continue to expect that at least your office and the police and other authorities involved remotely in any way, manner, shape, or form, will give people more information so that at least we can appease as many people as possible and hope for the best for the families affected. Olusegun,
is a responsibility we cannot shy away from, and we'll continue to do our best to keep the road safe for all motoring public.
All right. Thank you very much for your
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks so much.